More artists are canceling performances at Washington's Kennedy Center after Donald Trump's name was added to the building. The facility's board voted for the new name earlier this month. Workers put in a stone a day later, even though Congress has not approved the name change. This comes after Trump ousted the entire board in February and declared himself the center's chairman. Musician Chuck Red called off his concert over that renaming. Center officials have since vowed to sue him for the, quote, political stunt. Jazz supergroup The Cookers are the latest to pull out, scrapping their scheduled appearance for New Year's Eve. Our next guest is one of those artists who has also pulled out. Kristy Lee is a folk singer and songwriter from Mobile, Alabama. She had a concert scheduled for January 14th, but last week announced she will not be performing there. Kristy joins us from her home. Kristy, thank you for being here. It's been a week since your announcement. You're still getting a lot of reaction online. What have you been hearing?
You know, I've mainly received a lot of support. Thankfully, my audience or my fan base over the years, they've provided a nice footing for me, and I'm really grateful for that.
In your explanation online, you say losing your integrity will cost you more than any in paycheck. What do you mean by that?
Well, I think it's an artist's responsibility to stay true to themselves. It's kind of been something that has naturally been a part of my life practice and as well as my art form. So I think it's very important to stay in tune with your own spirit and your own message. Because, we're all kind of like our own little song floating through life. We all have a melody and a song to share with each other.
When you first announced that you were going to be playing at the Kennedy Center, what sort of stature does it have in your mind before you decided to cancel?
I was extremely excited to perform there. It was a real bummer to hear that it actually happened as far as the rebranding. And when the rebranding went through and around Congress, I just couldn't find it in my own gut and in my own soul to move forward with it.
Now, we mentioned the center says it's filing a lawsuit against jazz musician Chuck Red, who also canceled an upcoming appearance at the center. How worried are you, if at all, about the financial implications or a legal fight?
The truth is, I don't got much to take, so I'm not really sweating that. I mean, they might get a fishing pole or two out of me, but that's about it. Maybe a guitar. I've got like one guitar I've kept my whole life for my whole career. So as long as I get to keep at least one of my fishing poles and my guitar, I'm okay with that.
Do you expect that other musicians who may have been booked there will follow you and Chuck's decision to pull out of performances?
I'm hopeful. It's kind of looking that way. I didn't realize that I was the very first artist to pull out after the name change. And so that happened behind closed doors. And then I was made aware that it was viral. There was a viral talk, a conversation going on in the world. And that's when I decided that I needed to insert my own voice into the conversation because I've never spoke to the whole world like that. And, I felt it was important to kind of say, hey, I'll step into the conversation a little bit. But yeah, I'm hoping that more artists, continue to follow their heart and their own gut, their own conscience, their own integrity. Their art belongs to them. Art is a sacred place for people to connect. And, I think it's part of an artist's responsibility to also protect their self.
Lastly, we appreciate your time. What will you be doing on January 14th now instead?
So I've decided to go live on Facebook from my couch. It's going to be a free show on Facebook, and my goal is just to provide a place for people to connect. There's been a lot of people that have reached out through my website and sent me a donation. And there's been some people that have snuck in and given me some private Venmo donations, and I'm really grateful of that. But I wanted to provide a free space for everybody that's in this conversation to connect and connect through music, because that's the real conduit that I'm really grateful for.
Kristy Lee, a folk singer and songwriter from Mobile, Alabama. We appreciate your time. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.